الرحمن الرحيم قد أفلح المؤمنون الذين هم في صلاتهم خاشعون والذين هم عن اللغو معرضون والذين هم للزكاة فاعلون والذين هم لفروجهم حافظون إلا على أزواجهم أو ما ملكت أيمانهم فإنهم غير ملومين فمن ابتغى وراء ذلك فأولئك هم العادون.
أنا اسمي أنا حمدان.
My name is Ana Hamdan from Ukraine. I have 3 children. I am married in Lebanon and I have been living here for 5 years now. I had no idea what is religion, neither in Lebanon nor in Ukraine. I never even knew that there's something called Islam. My husband started to teach me gradually what is Islam and faith and Quran. He was at the university studying medicine, and then he proposed to me. He told me that I have to become a Muslim so that he could marry me. Isn't how things work like this here? And then, of course, I agreed.
بكون أنا كمان أعمل إسلام صح؟ قلت له أوكي ما عندي مشكلة.
I transferred my religion to Islam and we got married. Later on, I started to ask him things and he would teach me about it whenever I asked him. I came to Lebanon. They all pray here. I started to understand a bit Arabic, and I realized that there was this faithful atmosphere in the house. I asked my husband to teach me how to pray. I used to fast when we were in Ukraine, but I fasted just because he is fasting. But here now, I know why should I fast. My kids went to school later on. My eldest son asked me every day, "Why don't you wear hijab?" I was embarrassed. I didn't wear hijab because of my son. I wore it for 3 years now. It was the first day of Ramadan. I woke up at about 2 a.m. I can't tell what I dreamt. I can't even remember the dream. But it was something that made me wake up crying. Then I went to bed and slept, but in the morning, I told my husband that I want to wear hijab. He thought I was joking, so he told me, "Yeah, okay, as you like." After he went to work, I wore the hijab. I really felt that I was another person. The first month I wore hijab in, it was really hard. It felt like someone was sitting on my shoulder telling me, "Why did you do this? Why did you wear hijab?" And on the other shoulder, someone telling me, "You did the right thing." Seriously. Later on, I got used to hijab a lot. Now I'm so glad of wearing it. Now it became a necessity to wear. Just like any other outfit I wear, it's really necessary. My family in Ukraine, they didn't object this fact. Like, neither did they ask, why did I wear hijab, or that it doesn't look good on me, or why am I behaving like Muslims? No, thank God they didn't act so. I used to walk here on the streets and feel like a stranger. Everyone is staring at me. When I wore hijab, I didn't feel like a stranger no more. I felt that now I am one of these people. I really felt one of them, not a stranger anymore. I've been married for 14 years, but I never thought about wearing hijab. Okay, maybe just once I put it on in Ukraine, but then all people stared at me, so I had to take it off. I thought that why would I wear hijab? If someone asked me about it, I really had no answer for him. If I wear hijab, I should know why am I doing so. I wore hijab because I felt something deep in my heart changed. I didn't wear it for anyone, seriously. I just did it for myself. I wanted so. Maybe if someone was insisting that I should wear hijab and forcing me to do so, I wouldn't have done it. Maybe I felt that there is God. There is something next to me in this world. Quran to me, of course, it's not just a book, but unfortunately, till now, I can't read it. I can't really understand what is written in it. There's that thing I didn't know about called Ashura. I used to put music on TV. My husband asked me to turn it off because it is Ashura now. I had no idea what is Ashura. Why would I not listen to music just like I did every day? Even at Christmas, if it was Ashura at that time, we don't put a Christmas tree. I thought to myself then, like, why is that? It's just a tree. It's just a tree with lights on it. Why should we not put it? He started to explain to me why is it inappropriate, and so now I know that there is praying time. You have to leave everything, and at that time we should go pray. Previously, I didn't think this way. Of course, I didn't think this way. My kids at school are taught religion, and I'm so glad about that. I'm glad that my children will know what is religion. Here in Lebanon, they know religion, they pray, and they fast, and they know Quran. My son was 8 years when he started fasting. You know, if I had been living in Ukraine, not in Lebanon, I would have been scared about them. But here in Lebanon, I'm not scared at all. Because I know that if someone has faith in his heart, life wouldn't be hard for him.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وبارك على محمد وآل محمد وتحنن على محمد وآل محمد وسلم على محمد وآل محمد كأفضل ما صليت وباركت وترحمت وتحننت وسلمت على إبراهيم وآل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
My name is Lourisi, but here in Lebanon they call me Layla. My husband is from Al-Bahsoon family, Haj Adnan Bahsoon. I've known Islam for almost 12 years now. I came to live in Lebanon, and the first visit I felt it was strange that I hear Allahu Akbar coming from the mosque, but I have no idea what is it. I asked my husband about what's this call I hear every now and then from the mosque. He told me it's hard for you to understand it now, but then he explained that in Islam it's a sign that it's time to pray. Gradually, my husband started to explain to me about it so that I would understand. I haven't been for too long in Lebanon, and I didn't know any Arabic yet. It was Ashura time. I remember it. I asked the Hajj in Brazilian because I didn't know Arabic yet. What is happening? Why do all people go to the majlis at night? Every day at night when the majlis starts, I stand on the balcony and listen to it. Unconsciously, I start to cry. I didn't understand yet this religion, but I didn't know why I cried. I felt embarrassed from the neighbors when they asked me, "Why do you cry, Lourisi?" I answered that I had no idea why am I crying, but something inside my heart just forces me to do so, but I don't know what it is. My husband started to explain to me slowly about Islam and how to pray, but at that time, 20 years ago, I didn't know how to apply Islam. It needs someone to teach you and motivate you how to do so. My husband told me that he wants to go to the Hajj. When I told his sister that he wants to go to the Hajj, the whole family was astonished. He asked me a favor, that if he goes to the Hajj, I would put on a hijab. And I agreed. I was scared that I would feel so hot and how would it look like on me, or how would I walk between people that look at me and wonder that she is foreign and she doesn't know Arabic. What does she know about Islam so that she put on a hijab? I told my husband I want to put the hijab out of respect to you because you're going to the Hajj. I know that it's inappropriate that you are called Hajj and at the same time you're walking beside me in the street and people are greeting you by peace be upon you and your wife has no hijab on. I told him that's inappropriate, so I put it on. I'm not going to tell you that what happened was easy. No, it was not at all. It became so hard to me. When the weather was so hot, I asked God to help me get over it. I didn't want to back off the step. My neighbors always told me stories about Sayyidah Fatima al-Zahra. Before my husband went to the Hajj, he used to talk to me about her, and I wonder who she is. I told my neighbors that in Brazil we have Virgin Mary. We ask her for all our needs. But here, whom do you return to in these matters? My neighbors told me to return to Sayyidah Fatima al-Zahra, which I haven't known. I really don't know her. At that time, I really needed something to change in my life. Every day, my neighbor visits me and tells me to open the praying carpet and express whatever I feel and ask for to Sayyidah Fatima. She told me a story about Sayyidah Zainab, that a woman went once to her shrine. I was so affected by this story. She told me that if you please something, ask it from Sayyidah Zainab. At that point, I needed something so essential that could change the life of my husband and I. My neighbor told me to sit on the carpet and talk to Sayyidah Zainab, open my heart to her, and I did so. Every night, I do wudu. She taught me how to do it. I sat there every night and talked to Sayyidah Zainab, asked her to help me. I told her, "You're like my sister. I'm alone in Lebanon. My family is in Brazil. I don't know anything here. Please help me." Later on, what I asked for happened. Then I knew that this is the true religion and what I should abide by. I didn't speak Arabic in a good way, but I think that the language doesn't matter. What matters is what you feel towards God and your faith in Him. Thank God, all the stories I hear about Sayyidah Fatima and Sayyidah Zainab gets me closer to Islam. Thank God, today I'm so happy for being a Muslim. I went to Brazil. All people, Christians, Catholics, asked me, "Aren't you scared that your parents would see you wearing hijab?" I said that I wasn't scared. I put my praying carpet with the luggage and traveled to Brazil. At praying time, I used the compass and saw where's the direction of the Kaaba to pray. I was a bit scared from my father. I put the carpet and went to do wudu. I came to start praying. My father, may he rest in peace, turned around the carpet and he said, "Thank God, thank God." He was so happy for that. And I felt so good that day to see my dad, that knows nothing about Islam, proud of me to do this. I was just glad to see my father turning around me while praying, just like people turn around the Kaaba. That's how he turned around me. And all he said in Brazilian was, "Thank God, thank God." When I came here and talked to my husband about that, he asked me if I would like to go back to Brazil and live there. I refused, because when I went there, I felt that Brazil is not for me. I felt I was a stranger there. When I came back to Lebanon, I felt this is my hometown. Here I live, and here is my religion and everything. Maybe this way of thinking is wrong, but here I feel like I'm closer to God and the Imam. There is no more communication with my Brazilian friends over there. These people you see here are my friends. The Brazilians living here, the Muslims living around us, the association we have here. Here, I find myself, not in Brazil. My husband always tells me to go visit Brazil. I tell him no. I can phone call my family, but my place is not there. My place is here. This week, I did some medical tests. I was scared about that a lot. My husband told me that after I finish these medical tests safely, if God wills, I could take a vacation and go to Dubai. I told him that I don't want to go to Dubai. I want to visit Imam Rida, peace be upon him. Thank God I went out of the hospital Friday night. I told him I want to go to Imam Rida in Iran. I am a stranger here, alone in this foreign country, just like he was. I want to visit him. If God wills, I'm just waiting a few weeks so that the kids finish school, so that I do the needed papers, and if God wills, I'm going to Iran. If God wills, He shall give me the chance too to visit Iraq. I would like to visit Abul Fadl al-Abbas. Everything I ask from him is directly done. All my husband's family say that maybe Abul Fadl is not an Arab. When my husband's sisters want something, they tell me to ask Abul Fadl for it. I tell them that he's your Imam too. They tell me that I'm foreign. Maybe he listens to me more. Every time I have a majlis at home, it would be for Abul Fadl al-Abbas. Now, this coming Saturday is my son's birthday. His name is Fadl, just like Abul Fadl al-Abbas. Something weird happened to me once. I don't know how to express it, but I think that maybe God wanted to send me a message somehow to get to know Abul Fadl al-Abbas. I was at a place and they all gathered to see their fortune in the cup of coffee. I know that it's haram in Islam, but I had no idea back then. I drank a cup of coffee and the woman told me, "Have you asked something for Abul Fadl al-Abbas?" I told her, "I don't know who is he." She showed me the name Fadl was written in the cup. I told her, "I don't know him, but ask her to tell me about him." She told me a story about him. I went to Switzerland after the kids finished school to see my husband, who used to work there. I had been there for 15 days. My husband told me if I delivered a baby boy, he would name him Fadl. When I went to Switzerland, I knew that the name Fadl I saw was not a coincidence. After all, what Abul Fadl went through in the war and in Karbala, when I see my son Fadl, I tell him that you have the best name in the world, Fadl, just like Abul Fadl al-Abbas. Saturday, I'm going to make him a birthday if God wills. I'm so glad to be a Muslim. I like to go to the Hajj, but I feel like it's a huge responsibility. That's why I haven't went there yet. My husband always tells me to go, but I tell him that I'm scared. It's a huge responsibility I should complete by my religion. I'm afraid that I would do lots of sins when I'm back from there. My husband always encourages me to go, and I think I started to get encouraged a bit. I'm going to visit Imam Rida, peace be upon him. I feel like that would be a preparation for the Hajj. All people say that I should go to the Hajj before, and I know I should, but I believe that in Iran I might be more open-hearted. This visit would take off the fear I have from the Hajj. Whoever likes Islam should think this way. For those who are lost, you should not be lost. You just have to review your thoughts and think right about Islam, which is the only thing that completes you, and in the afterlife you would have all what could make you relieved. My husband always compares what happens to us with what happened to Imams, but the Imams are just different from us, and we cannot be like them, but we should try as much as possible to be so. I ask God to guide us to the straight path, not just us foreign people, because here some people know more about religion, but they still act the wrong way. I hope every person knows that the best religion in the world is Islam. When I went to Brazil, I was shopping, and a girl looked at me and called me a terrorist. I told her, I'm not a terrorist. I'm a Brazilian just like you are. But I know true religion. When I came to Lebanon, I knew Islam, but you have no idea about it. But if you want, you can go to the mosque in my parents' area and learn more about it. I got this translated Quran from that mosque in Brazil. It has Arabic in it too. If I want to read Yasin, Al-Baqarah phrases, I read it from this book. Previously, I was so annoyed that I could not understand what is written in Arabic. It was hard. Thank God now I understand in Brazilian, and my husband translates to me from Arabic. Thank God I live here. I have a 22 years old boy that walks on the straight path, and my 15 years old daughter. I live here for her. She knows Islam and she wears hijab. I have Fadl too, thank God. And Aya, the youngest, she nags every day that she wants to wear hijab. I tell her that once she's 9 years old, I will make her a celebration to wear hijab. Thank God. This is our life here. I got to know Arabic for the children and to read Quran just like people do here. I hope every person walks on the straight path, inshallah. I always say and I always repeat that I love Islam a lot. My husband always tells me we should not look behind us and what people do. We should look ahead of us and achieve what makes God satisfied. I always tell him I'm scared to go to the Hajj. He tells me, no, you should not see this and that. My friend went to the Hajj and she told me that in the airplane she was crying because she didn't want to leave. She forgot her children and everything when she went there. She tells me always, go Layla, go for it. Inshallah, next year I will go to the Hajj, inshallah.
inshallah يا رب السنة الجاية أنا بدي أروح إن شاء الله